What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Melissa Renee.
And I'm Evita Nicole.
And this is Drinks in Discussion. And before we get into it, I'm going to say that we are sponsoring this video with some finishing touch. You know what I'm saying? With some earrings, some door knockers by my girl, Denise Campbell. Finishing touch is finish in apostrophe touch. Make sure y'all go check her out. Y'all could go to her Facebook page on Finishing Touch. You go to her Instagram, Finishing Touch, and you can go on Etsy because she's on Etsy. It's Finishing Touch LLC on Etsy. Okay, and it's affordable and it's custom made.
Her stuff is really pretty.
And she makes she makes waist beads, but she makes stuff for you. So meaning, like, if you don't see something you want on there, or if it's something you want,
so I could put in a request for something smaller.
She will custom make you something.
Because Denise, my ears kind of poke out. So if I got door knockers, they don't lay perfect. Like, listen, do mine poking like this?
If you write her and you tell her, like, I want something like this, or if you find something, tell her she will custom make you something. Yeah, that's why her slogan is, whether it's your design or mine, jury's always the finishing touch.
I like her new stuff coming out, the clear stuff.
Yes, aren't they so cute?
Really pretty.
Yep. But anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about this drink because it is bomb.com.
And very simple. Just raspberry liquor.
See that fancy looking bottle.
And
tomorrow.
Can't go wrong with it.
Y'all know I'm about to go buy this tomorrow. Just drink all weekend.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth, you know. Something nice and quick for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
We do a little.
That is a nice, and they got a little reddish tin, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
trying to put a
nice.
little thought into these drinks.
You know what?
Sometimes.
Next, you know what? You need to tip it off with a. Next time you make this for, an event or something, put a raspberry.
That's what you're supposed to have. But
see,
let me tell y'all, my kids was in the car. I couldn't go into the grocery store. And, it's a story. So, but yes, garnish will always top this off. So we ain't got no garnish.
Okay, so what we about to talk about?
Let's just jump on into the meat and potatoes of the Malcolm and Marie, since that's the
perfect
talk.
For Valentine's Day.
Yes, very perfect for Valentine's Day, since people bashing them for the toxic relationship.
Girl, people talking about it's so toxic. I was talking to a group of young ladies, and it was only 2 of us who actually saw it, and it was like, well, I didn't watch it because people said it was so toxic. And the other young lady was like, it's not toxic like that. She was like, people doing the most. She was like, it's not that type of toxic. Mm-hmm. And another young lady, she was like, so it ain't that. She was like, no, it's not for colored girls toxic. It's not that type of toxic, y'all.
No,
it's not like, because for color girls, if you can watch For Color Girls, you can watch Malcolm and Marie, because that was heavy. Seeing them kids, you don't want to, because the movie basically is all these different women, one woman, her child, her husband, end up getting mad. He was abusive to her.
Oh, Lord.
He took the kids and hung the kids out the window and dropped them.
Okay, so no, it's nothing like
the other girl gets an abortion, and they show you like the intent.
I think I did see that.
Thank
movie.
you. The other one get raped and talking so that's heavy stuff to me.
Yeah.
That's something like, when I say heavy, meaning like I can't, like, For Color Girl, I don't even go back and watch that. Like, that's not to me, that's not a movie I can just go back and watch again. Like, once you watch it one time, you be like, okay,
that's enough. Malcolm and Marie is an example of relationships that have underlying issues.
Mm-hmm.
And
which
it
is
just
most
shows
of ours.
When you don't talk about those underlying issues, like little things that bother you, or something that even your mate knows bothered you, but you swept it under the rug, like you're done with it too, but you're really not done with it. Subconsciously, it still bothers you. I feel like that's it. It just, that night and scene of the movie just brought it all out.
Yeah.
Like, it becomes that tit for tat.
And
arguments and relationships.
And if you have not had a night like that, then y'all, I'm sorry, your relationship fake. if you done been together for years and you ain't had a night
Yeah.
where y'all just be like, and another thing,
Yeah.
and cause let's be real, that argument,
I know you ain't talking.
that argument could have lasted for 3 days. Because you could have separated, not be talking, and then all it took for, you know what? And while we own it, let me say this, because I ain't say it yesterday. Let me bring this to your attention.
Oh, it's a mumble under the breath, and it's what? What was that? Well, since you asked.
I like one of my sacred sisters explained it like this, and I appreciate the way she's like, you know, at the end of the day, it was more about two broken people who initially got together and probably didn't realize they were broken.
Yep.
And then, you know,
a lot of relationships. Yeah,
and then it's time like all of this brokenness is just like, and then boom, like now it's like, now we got to confront it.
Yeah.
But I saw so much, to me, I saw the beauty in the chaos. I saw the beauty in the chaos because of the simple fact that to be that vulnerable, open, real, raw, emotional.
He was real raw sometimes with his words.
Yeah, to be that way, she was raw too.
She was.
When she told him basically like when she said, you know, you're mediocre at best.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like raw, emotional. Like that's beauty in that because like realistically, we're not that way with people a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, when it's a motherfucker you don't care about,
yeah,
you're not gonna say anything. You're not gonna say a word because to you, it's not worth wasting your breath on an argument. You already have made up in your mind. You're going to make whatever moves you need to make.
Yep.
You're not even going to feel the need to discuss anything, to be honest.
That's true.
So,
that's very true.
It does show, like, there is some type of, you can see between them, like, a friendship. Even though they were going hardcore at each other.
They was there for each other.
Friends.
And that's another point, too. Like, the thing is, people are only... The people who say it's too toxic to watch, I feel like you're only zooming in on the words.
Some of it was
you're zooming in on the words. You're not looking at everything as a whole. You know how they say, you know, it's you can't see the forest from the trees. It's like, for me, it feels like people who say, oh, it's just too toxic to watch, I don't like it. You can't see the forest from the trees. And I say that, and it's not a diss to anybody saying that, because sometimes when something is, when you emphasize on something so much, you can't see the bigger picture. So the fact that the way that they were talking to each other, that's what y'all zooming in on, and y'all can't see the bigger picture. So I say that to say that when I can tell in the way, if you listen to the conversation, how deep it went.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he was there with her during her rehab, the fact that she was sitting there and helped him create the masterpiece that he made to premiere. Like that's real stuff. You don't do that with, you can't do that with everybody.
Look at it too on even what she was upset about. When she expressed what she was upset about, the fact that he didn't simply thank her. And he went off on a long, tangent of he can't believe how she's ruining the night. But then as it went on and he mentioned, you done cheated on me.
Yeah, girl, I was shocked.
He started going into stuff like that. And then it's like, boom. Subconsciously, he's not over that.
Nope.
That's why she wasn't a thought in his mind to even think that night. There's no way you don't think someone who you live with, who you got the story from, you just don't forget their name. But obviously you have some type of issue with that person that, they're not that.
Maybe what it was once the situation happened where he cheated, Maybe when she cheated, she cheated, he probably still loved her, but he didn't value her the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't value her the same. And at that point, the value that he saw in her started to slowly kind of diminish. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have never really like processed and unpacked like, yo, you really hurt me when you cheated on me, because I was there for you during rehab. I'm the one who sat with you. I'm the one who grabbed you out of the crack house or whatever house. You know what I'm saying? I did that. You know what I'm saying? I did that for you, and for you to go and sleep with somebody else, like that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, maybe the fact she was on drugs. So, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that it still doesn't hurt. Right. And it doesn't mean that you still don't need to express that and say that, because it was a situation where it was like I couldn't say one person was more wrong than the other person, because he was right in what he was saying to her, like, don't put the fact that you stop acting on me. I can't make you stop acting.
I told you to audition.
Yeah.
Why didn't you audition?
Yeah.
You know, and you have some people in this world who feel like everything should be given to them. You know, like some people set their expectations, and sometimes it's people who typically take on a victim role, who just feel like, well, other people's not doing enough. Like it wasn't enough. He was there with her through rehab. Okay, well, I wrote this part, but you still have to audition because I have big plans for this movie.
I'm just not going to sit you. And you know what? He right about that, because I ain't going to lie. That would be like my husband. And my husband,
I told you to audition.
Yeah, that'll be my husband, and he'll be like, you know, I'm doing some, you know, shoots. I need some models for a shoot at the beach. And, you know, I'll be sitting there like
not saying what I want to do it. I'm like, coming, you know, what goes.
And it's like, I'm sitting here putting on him, making him feel like, well, why wouldn't you, you know, I'm like, why you ain't ask me first? But the whole point is, why he gotta ask you? If you want to do it, why not say, hey, babe, I'll do it?
Because guess what? Sometimes when things are given to people, they don't value it. So who's to say? She would have just said, you know what? This is too much for me. It's taking me back to that time, you know, when it was hard for me to get over this addiction and just stop.
But remember what he said too. He told her, he was like, I told you to audition for it, and you said no. You didn't want to. You didn't want to act. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I say this, and what I gathered from Malcolm and Marie is, you know, and the fact that people, oh, it's toxic, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. I came to several conclusions that I feel like this society has. One, we love to romanticize shit. We love to romanticize shit. We love for things to look so fluffy, like it's rose-colored glasses. And we love for shit to have a happy ending. It's a happy ending. The problem with that is not life, right? Life ain't like, I think people think we living life like life is a movie. And we're going to end up with this is a movie and this is the happy ending.
It's going to be perfect
at the end of the day. And I feel like that's not life. Life is not a movie. Life is a journey. And life is about adjusting and adapting. It's not about making sure you finish at the finish line with a happy ending. It's about learning certain tools and certain things to the point where when you do have confusion and turmoil and stuff going on in your life, you know how to adjust and adapt to it. That's what life is about.
And that's what's big in relationships, because it's compromising is a big part of relationships.
Oh, yes.
It's not necessarily saying you giving someone their way all the time. It's literally you have to learn how to compromise.
Everything.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You call it negotiating, whatever you want.
You no longer can no longer make moves in your life strictly off of just what you want to do. Yeah. You have, just like if you're a parent, you have to think about, when you're with somebody, you have to think about how your actions will affect your partner in your life.
Absolutely. You know, from if you want to take another job in another state or change your career altogether, like you said, comparing it to with your kids, you would want to say, well, hey, son, daughter, I know you're a senior in high school. You only got, 5 months left.
Yeah.
But I want to take this job in another state.
Yeah.
So it's like, really?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing even with, your significant other. Mm-hmm. If they're building, a business and a brand, especially if they're an entrepreneur in a town and they're like 4th year in and you're saying, well, hey, you know what? I just want to move to another state. Mm-hmm. And you've already settled things. You done found you a job. You done found a perfect area for y'all to live in, but you're not taking in consideration your significant other has been building something, especially when you're an entrepreneur. It's hard.
Yeah.
And now you just want them to say, okay. And if they don't say okay, then you're going to have a problem. That's not compromising. Stuff is compromising.
Yeah.
Everything is not perfect. People's relationship is not perfect at all.
No. And I feel like the fact that people judge that relationship and say, the fact that they took an argument, because that's all this was.
Right. This was one night argument.
And they took one night argument
their whole relationship
and defined the whole relationship as being toxic. Mm-hmm. And in reality, let's be real. If you in a relationship,
but you know what? That's what people do. Just like you say, they romanticize things. They'll see one little clip on Facebook or Instagram of a couple doing something. They'll say, "Go." And
even though after they got off that damn boat, out that cruise, and got in the car, he could have whooped her ass. Bitch, bitch, you think I remember about that shit? You did, like, what I'm saying? But that's the whole point. So yes, I feel like this society, we romanticize everything. And like, even to the point, like even with the civil rights. Oh, we can't be like the civil rights because all the black people, we ain't come together. Excuse me, in the civil rights time, if you go talk to the people back in those eras, guess what? All the black people wasn't on the same page during the civil rights. If you think about the Black Wall,
there was a lot of them who like, I ain't running. Is you crazy?
Exactly. In Wall Street, when that Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? If everybody was on board for creating Black Wall Street would have been bigger than what it was. So let's stop romanticizing things and trying to put in this picture of what it is. And what I say, and let me tell you why I say that. I say that because I feel like we've come to a place in society where art was supposed to be a reflection or imitation of life. And I feel like now we've reversed that. And now it's not art imitating life. Now it's us, life, trying to imitate art. We trying to imitate Love Jones. We trying to imitate Housewives. Yeah, we trying to imitate Housewives. We trying to make ourselves look like the rich bitch who got the shit together. We trying to make ourselves look like the couple goals. It's like we're no longer allowing the art to imitate us, but we are now trying to imitate the art. And that's not the way things go. And that's why we are so misconstrued to the point where we can see reality in our face and just be traumatized by it and be like, oh, it's so toxic, even though some of y'all live in that shit right now.
Worse.
Some of that shit is worse. Some of y'all would have started throwing shit. Kicking P out.
The police would have been called because he done choked your ass out.
Or you done slap him or hit his ass.
Or threw the damn pot of hot macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean.
Okay.
They didn't put hands on each other.
They didn't touch each other.
Were they
Not
nice
one
about
time.
it? Could it have been handled differently? That's why people be needing counseling.
But let's keep it real too. Counseling is good. Effective, and let me explain. Effective communication does not mean that you talk civil and nice to somebody, that is effective.
She was quiet. She didn't really yell. She
said some harsh shit, but she didn't yell.
But she wasn't yelling.
So that's, and another thing I want to say too is, everybody want to talk about let me tell you, you can't appreciate sunshine if you don't have no rain, right? Nope. So if we're always talking so pleasant and did you, this is how I feel. And this is effective communicating. You made me feel like this when you did this. And that's cool sometimes, but sometimes that don't get to the gut of it. That don't purge and really say how I feel. Sometimes you got to say, nigga, I'm so fucking tired. And that's it. I'm tired of this shit. Is it effective necessarily? No, but sometimes you got to get the ugly out, and that's what I told somebody in the comments. I was like, sometimes when you're purging and you putting shit all out on the table, right, it don't always look pretty, and it's not always nice. Now, if you arguing every day, all the time, now that shit's toxic. You know what I'm saying? But a moment, right, where y'all have a real breakdown. You know what I'm saying? And y'all putting all the shit out there. Yeah, it's going to get intense. It's going to get ugly. It's not going to be nice. When the addict is purging and trying to get clean and they detoxing, that shit don't look pretty when they detox. Nope. They don't look pretty when they detox. They sweating, they vomiting, they throwing up, they doing all of this stuff. So why is it when we can look at that and say, okay, this person is doing this to get themselves together and get clean? Or we can look at somebody who obese and overweight. It don't look pretty when they're going through the process of trying to get that weight off, and that skin start and
they don't feel good either. They feeling all of it, all that exercise. So
sometimes, they say, it gotta get worse before it gets better.
It'll be ugly. It gets a little ugly at times. Yeah, but it gets better. It gets better. What doesn't get better is when you just hold it in, when you don't communicate. That is the worst thing.
Or when let's talk about it, or when you fake communicate.
Yeah. And fake communication would be, one person putting it out and the next person, okay. You're right.
I apologize. No, you don't feel that way. And no, you still mad. Yeah. And no, you sitting there like, bitch, I don't agree with none of this shit you fucking said, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to say it because you feel like if you say it, it's no resolve. Well, it really ain't no resolve because you being fake about it and you not being honest with your feeling. That's not a resolve. That's just a Band-Aid you placing on it. Because I promise you, just from my own experience in my marriage, I promise you, the shit is going to rear its ugly head again.
Yeah.
It's going to come back up.
You know what? When it comes back up on a night just like in a movie where you think you had a perfect night and everything was going great. And it's like, how the fuck
did we get here?
Like, how did this happen? But it's because it's unresolved shit. That's just what it is.
Unresolved.
The shit is real. It happens for real. It does not necessarily mean your marriage or your relationship
is horrible, toxic, bad. No. It's just, with anything, it's layers to stuff. You have layers even in a relationship you have with each other. But I do feel like us sitting here trying to romanticize everything and trying to make everything like a happy ending, that's not realistic. And that's why we all have a false sense of reality because we around here talking about couple goals, aiming for something that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? That's not real.
You want couple goals so bad. You want the perfect relationship so bad. And you in college, you couldn't even get along with a goddamn roommate.
Oh, child, or like what I put up on my Facebook page. Would you be in a relationship with yourself?
Yeah.
That's the real question. Would you be in a relationship with yourself? With all the demand.
You make comments saying, I just don't see how I get on my own nerves sometimes. Well, bitch, if you get on your own nerves, imagine the motherfucker who don't have to be around you. Lord, have mercy.
Girl, because that's how I was.
And that's men and women.
I was sick of myself. child, I had to do something. I was just like, and I tried to put it on my husband, child. And I was like, but that's why I had to appreciate Will and Jada when Will made the statement to say I had to realize
not being happy.
I can't that's not my
happy.
I can't make you happy.
That is some real
But
shit.
let me tell you some real shit that I learned. Okay? And I talked about last night. Some real shit that I learned is my sacred sis, Empress Quetta, and she said something, and she was like, people always talking about giving love, but you can't give love, right? She was like, you can't give love. And I was like, you can't give love. But she's like, nah, think about it. How can you give something? Love ain't tangible. Nope. I can't pick up love and say, here you go. There goes some love, right? So I was like, okay, true. You can't give love. She's like, but what you can do is you can share it. Now think about that. In order for you to share love, you have to have what?
You gotta have love for yourself.
Okay.
You gotta love. That's just like when people with unconditional love. Like it's possible to love someone unconditionally and love yourself unconditionally.
Okay.
It is very possible because I love you unconditionally does not necessarily mean I have to be in your presence to love you unconditionally. I can love you unconditionally, but not want to put up with certain things that happens in your presence because I love myself unconditionally.
Girl, I gotta interrupt. Bitch, that highlight is blinging over here. Bitch, what is that highlight, child?
That's my same Estee Lauder highlight.
Oh, bitch, I gotta buy me some Estee Lauder, bitch. I'm about to put that on the list, child. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry, but it was blinging. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, it's like some people would manipulate it and say, well, I thought you loved me unconditionally. If you say, you know what? We just can't be in a relationship. Yeah. Say your relationship is toxic.
Yeah.
And you're saying, yes, I love you unconditionally. However, I love myself unconditionally.
Yeah.
Even more.
Yeah. Which you should be.
With that being said, I'm not saying I love you any less. I just cannot be in your presence. So love isn't something that you can touch.
Yeah, you can't give it. You gotta have it.
I can share it with you. I can share it with you from another city over the phone.
Yeah.
So that is real. That is true.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that because I was like, you can't. It's not tangible, and yeah, you have to share love. You can't give love, and in order for you to share something, like I say, if I got a bag of chips. Or if I want to share some chips with you, I can't share chips if I ain't got no chips. Right. But if I got some chips, I can share my chips. So if I got love, I can share my love with you. But I can't give you love. That's something you have to have. You have to have for yourself.
I can share. People can share love all day, but for someone who doesn't have love for themselves, and it could be because they've never experienced it.
Yeah.
So they just took not experiencing love as, well, no one loves me. So they don't even learn to love themselves at all. Don't break the new phone, good people.
It's gonna be that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself first. And like you say, you gotta stop romanticizing that shit. You can't be romanticizing other people's relationships and setting goals when you don't even know what the fuck is going on.
I think one thing we miss in
people
society,
had Will and Jada for goals for a long time until that red table came out.
What? I still think Will and Jada are goals.
I like Will and Jada.
I'm gonna tell you why I think they're goals, because they're able to say. Now I feel like I understand. Like they're able to say, listen. Why people saying, "Hey, oh, you still with Jada after she had a whole affair with?" In my opinion, I feel like Will knew about that shit. I don't think that shit was a mystery. But I feel like they have so much love for each other, unconditional love, meaning like, I love you so much that I don't see you just as one label or defining thing.
Yeah,
you're not just my lover or my husband. Like, you are someone very important and significant in my life. And if that means that, in order for...
Because you know what trumps husband and wife?
What?
Friendship.
Boom.
Friendship trumps girlfriend, boyfriend, husband and wife. Because if you don't like the motherfucker you with, enough to be your friend, the shit ain't gonna work.
Ooh, child, and I think I dodged some bullets, child.
Well,
I think I dodged one real bullet of trying to be with somebody. Because the child, I don't think I really like them. I don't think I like them like I thought. You know, let's say this. I don't think I like them as a friend or a person. Like, if there wasn't
like the thought of what you think could be.
If it wasn't,
you don't even like
if it wasn't attraction and lust and all that other stuff involved, like they probably wouldn't be somebody I just sit down and be friends with and just talk to and express myself to and open myself up to. You know, I wouldn't be able not with that person. Yeah. So it is very important to have. But going back to Malcolm and Marie, I feel like that's one big factor that people chose to miss that they had.
Yeah,
they were friends. They were because friends. watch the back and forth dialogue. As much as you want to say they say harsh stuff, look at the moments when they laugh, reflected, and talk to each other. They talk to each other and reminisce like they were true friends, like best friends.
And she played on little things that she knew he cared about her.
Yeah.
She, regardless if he did not say her name, she knew he cared about her.
Yeah, she knew he loved her.
When she went and took that piss behind the tree outside, a motherfucker who ain't care wouldn't have went outside looking for
you. No.
And she knew that.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't say anything.
Yeah. She left on purpose. To see him panic.
Yeah.
To see him frantic. To see, like, where are you?
She knew he cared about her.
Yeah. She knew that. Yeah, she knew that undoubtedly that he cared and he loved for her. She knew that. But what she was trying to say is, show me.
Mm-hmm.
Show me that.
Yep.
I need you to show me that. I don't need to just. I don't.
And you have to show a person too. You can be friends and you can care about a person, but if you're not also showing that publicly, at some point that will bother a person. Like you can tell me all day behind closed doors how much you appreciate me, and thank you, but out in public you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah,
you can't.
Because I agree with her 100% about her feeling like she was not being that about the thanks situation, and I understood
that would have bothered me.
I understood that wholeheartedly.
Even if you didn't get my story.
Let's be real, people. Celebrities come up there all the time and say, "I want to thank God, my wife, my mother, my brother,
the whole production team."
Exactly.
So to say, you're thinking everyone else except the person on your arm, like, wow. Yeah. And what makes it worse, because this always makes shit worse in relationships. People know the shit. When she said, at first I thought I was just, going overboard until someone comes up to her and say, well, I know he didn't thank you. Don't you worry about it. People notice that shit.
Trust me. That was like, oh, you didn't thank it.
And didn't even thank the woman he was with.
And then you have her ex-best friend, because they're not cool anymore. You put her ex-best friend as the star of the movie, which you should have all, but
nonetheless.
But that goes back to say, when you don't underline the issues and you don't discuss stuff, because when she auditioned and he was considering her for the role, she could have opened her mouth and she could have said, I don't like that. I don't like that. Bothers me. You know what I'm saying? But typically, sometimes, like, sometimes we don't. I won't even say it, because some people are like, why don't you just say it? Why didn't you just talk about this? But sometimes, and I reflect on me and my marriage and relationship, sometimes if you don't know the words or the way to say something, sometimes you don't say it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how to break it down and verbalize it in a way where that person will gain understanding how you feel. Because you say things, if you don't say things really clearly and with understanding, it's easy for people to take what you say the wrong way, or, take it and run with it.
You know what? Sometimes even when you came up with a plan to say it right, if someone wants to take it the wrong way, they're gonna take it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so
true.
It's no need to overthink it.
That's true.
You just say this is how this makes me feel. This is what I feel about it. This is how this makes me feel.
That's true.
Because even if that person makes the choice to continue with whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
and it backfires, you did not say. It's not like you sat quiet.
Yeah.
You were open enough to say, look, I don't like this. This is why I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if it, it's coming out as you being unreasonable,
mm-hmm.
Or irrational person or somebody looking at you like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Just say it. Just come out and say the shit. That's something I have a problem with. It's like, well, you know what? Let me think of the best way to say this.
Yeah.
To where maybe it won't offend the person, or I won't sound this type of way.
Walking on eggshells.
Or just trying to think of, I really want them to get it the first time when I say it, because you don't want to debate. Nobody wants to argue. Nobody wants to debate.
No.
So, but then that's just not realistic. It's
not.
To just say the shit.
And the second thing, when I said we romanticize things, the second thing I want to say is that we tend to, in relationships, after romanticizing something, we tend to, what was I about to say? I had it in my head. I can't think of it anymore.
Oh, y'all.
Girl,
I gotta top off the Prosecco.
It's her. She keep putting this goddamn this liquor in my damn shit.
I ain't putting a gun in her head and make her drink it.
And that's why I can't get my thoughts together. But no, at the end of the day, that's what it was. At the end of the day, I think the next thing people don't understand is, I think the way we define or have the image of what we think a relationship is supposed to be is misconstrued, right? So like after watching the movie, I started thinking also as well, and I'm like, well, what if we thinking we supposed to be in relationships with this person so we can feel all gooey and mushy inside and I'm in love all the time? But I said,
it's a good feeling when you feel, gushy and just.
But what if relationships is for the purpose of the person we're in a relationship with to show us things about ourselves that we otherwise wouldn't see or know about ourselves?
Yep.
What if that is the purpose? So while you're trying to be in a relationship and you're trying to be with someone, because that would make sense of when the people say you're in a relationship with somebody, you building, you're growing. So if you're showing me things about myself that I need to work on, that I need to build on, that I need to grow from, that would be the purpose of us being together. If I never am exposed or confronted or shown things about myself that I need to work on, build on, and grow from, then why are we in this relationship? And it makes sense. And that's what makes sense to me. Like, maybe we have been defining what being in a relationship is really meant to be. And that's why sometimes certain relationships end, because you learn what you need to learn from that situation. And it's time for you to move on.
Those people who move on because they don't like what they're seeing just want like a yes man.
And those people who move on because they don't like what they're seeing, that's why they end up back in the same relationship. You with somebody different, but you like, damn, it's the same shit. That's why. Because you ain't learned what you needed to learn from the last relationship.
Or you're choosing to ignore.
Yeah.
People choose to ignore stuff and still say, well, it just can't be me. It just can't be me. But let's be real. And I'm going to speak for men and women. There's no way that you continuously choose the wrong man or the wrong woman. There's no way that, at some point, you have to take ownership and stop and say, what is it about me that I keep picking the wrong person every single time? Like, it's something I'm giving off, something I'm looking for in these wrong people, because people will look for, you got people who look to be a fixer.
People who look to be a victim. They look for somebody to take care of them.
Yeah, you constantly get that. So you got to come check yourself. You can't just say, well, I'm still looking for, Mr. and Mrs. Right when you ain't right.
Yeah.
Like the shit don't work that way.
I don't think people realize that, and I think that's probably things like I would teach my kids. Like, listen, when you decide to get in this relationship with this person, like, pay attention and see what you can learn from this person. What this person, I don't want to say focus on that, but just keep open and be receptive to what this person will reveal about yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I bring up this all the time when I talk about this song, These Eyes by India Arie. When she made the statement, she was like, I realized I wasn't the reason you were so angry. And you weren't the reason why I was so passive. She says that line because that's what she gained from it. Like, I'm passive. I'm a passive person. No, you aren't the reason why I'm passive. I've been passive. I realized I have been a passive person before I met you. Hence the reason why I probably was attracted to you. And you have been angry before you met me. Hence the reason why you might have been attracted to my passiveness. You know what I'm saying? And with that, she can say, well, it's not a failed relationship because I learned something from it and I gained from it. So maybe that we need to change our perspective, because maybe we sit here and think that a failed relationship is because it didn't last on and on and on and forever. No, the failed relationship is when you don't gain the lesson you need to learn from that relationship.
Choose to stay in that relationship and still not
gain
evolving
anything
from it.
Yeah, you're not growing.
Or growing within the relationship, because two people can come, just like Malcolm and Marie. They could go through what they went through that night and grow from that. It's up to them.
But to me, I feel like that's what happened in my mind. When he woke up, saw she wasn't there, went out there on that beach, they were talking. That's all I understand when people like, it ended so bad. How? That's how it had. Let me tell you what's up.
It ended with them not being able to say couple goals. They didn't know.
But no, I feel like it was
in their own relationship. They don't know what to do after a night like that.
Let me tell you what's so beautiful about that situation, and let me tell you why that's gold. When you can have an intense argument like that and wake up the next day and don't hold any animosity or anything against that person the next day, and you can wake up and feel happy and go lucky, and we can go about our day, that's gold.
And you can talk about
what
went down the night before.
It's okay. Yeah. That's goals. Because let me tell you something. It don't always be like that. You can wake up the next morning and be like, this motherfucker's still here. Oh, and be still mad. So, exactly.
It can. But guess what? What? Let's say this. Let's say their situation kind of started that night, but then they ended up in a therapist's office. Then y'all would have looked at it differently if they were sitting with a third party there who was a licensed therapist or doctor.
Okay.
As they hash this shit out.
Okay, so let's take an ending. Let's take a ending from a movie. I like to talk about this ending a lot. So you had Love Jones, right? The ending was she came in there after she had left, and she told him that, oh, I got a new job here, and he was like, do what you gotta do, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? They played games. She jumped on the train. He tried to come after her with the train, but he didn't make it. She went off to New York and lived her life, right? She came to the sanctuary where they do poetry, and she read her poem, and she looked out for him, couldn't find him, and she walked out, and then he ran after her and through the rain, and they was under the bridge, and they kissed, and it ended. To y'all, that's a happy ending. To me, that's a to be continued.
So what happens next?
Exactly. That's a to be continued.
So is he going to move to where she is?
Yep.
Or is she going to move back?
Okay. Are they going to have a long distance relationship?
And is that conversation about, so are you going to move here or are you going to move back, spark an argument?
Are they going to have a long distance relationship? Right. Is he going to bring up the fact is he going to bring up the fact about that ex?
I mean, we can always play on every movie, even in Love and Basketball.
Let's go.
Sitting on the sideline with the baby and all this shit, and she, she balling. But who's to say when they got home, he still don't hold animosity because that's not him.
Man, let me tell you something. Love and Basketball, probably one of the most toxic motherfucking love stories I ever fucking seen, and that's why that movie was never my motherfucking favorite. I could not stand that fucking movie, and I'm gonna tell you why that was not my favorite movie, nigga. You done overlooked me through high school. I've been a tomboy. I ain't been good enough for you. You ain't looked my fucking direction. I go to the dance. I look fly. Now you look in my motherfucking direction. Mm-hmm. You're the star basketball player. I've been striving to be the star
working
all my life.
Right.
We go to college. We end up at the same college. You know what I'm saying? Your parents getting a divorce. I have a game. I cannot be late. I got a curfew. I have to be back during curfew because if I don't be back, basically I ain't gonna fucking play. Right. And I'm already on the coach bad side because I got a temper problem and I don't know how to be a team fucking player. So I'm already on the motherfucking shit list. But you telling me I done came out there with you. I done talked with you. Woo, woo, woo you. And I'm like, oh, what?
It ain't like phones don't exist.
I tell your ass I gotta go back because I got curfew, and you gonna tell me I don't give a fuck about you? Nigga, you don't give a fuck about me because you don't give a fuck. You the star of the fucking basketball team. You get PT. I don't. You telling me you want me to basically get fucked up, risk my career,
right.
To stay out here with you, even though that's what I've been doing. So you can continue to cry and talk about your motherfucking mama and your daddy as if you didn't know your fucking daddy was cheating on your mama all the fucking time any fucking way. But no. Let's not end there. Let's not end there. Let's not end there.
Go ahead.
Let's go on to talk about how you didn't continue. We go our separate ways. And then I come to you and be real and vulnerable and say, I missed you. I loved you. I'm so sad that this had to end. And you gonna tell me, play me for my heart. Bitch, who the fuck you think you is? Play you for your fucking heart.
Shit, I hit that. You hit that Charleston Twain.
Man, let me tell you one motherfucking play you for your heart. Nigga, should I have told you that when you tried to come in my face after you seen me looking all snazzy? Should I told you no, nigga? I been your friend. I been here. You ain't gave me the time of motherfucking day. Play me for my fucking heart, nigga. You want me? Play me for my heart.
She about to walk off crying.
God, that shit. If that nigga look me in my face, play me for my heart. But fuck you and fuck that bitch and fuck your mama with a sick dick, bitch. That's what I would have said.
This is an example of romanticizing shit.
Like that shit.
To y'all,
a fucking worst movie.
That's so romantic. But that was a woman who didn't see value in herself. That's exactly
what the fuck that was. And the only thing I can see with that shit is that let's talk about another one. Since y'all want to romanticize love story, let's keep this shit going. Just Right. With Queen Latifah and Common. Now you gonna sit here and choose
I watched that one time.
You gonna choose my cousin and you gonna be with her and you all in love. Then when your ass can't play no more, and she think you broke. She leaves you.
Let me pause you right there. This always leads to a man choosing a woman.
Okay,
and that's where women are the main ones who romanticize shit because you still looking to be fucking chosen instead of choosing yourself, and then you choose your fucking mate. Not be all giddy because the man has finally chose you. And that's what they do in movies. They perpetuate that the woman has no choice. You really don't have no choice. You just be you and hope that the man choose you for who you are.
So she goes. She cures the, get the nigga right in his leg.
That help it.
Now your cousin come trolley her floppy, trolley be your ass back. Now he's talking about, I think I want to work shit out. You think that nigga? Oh, you do? But that's a love story though. That shit ain't no fucking love. You think that bitch ain't bring? You think Queen Latifah ain't bring that shit up over and over again when they had an argument? Right. Oh, nigga. Oh, what you gonna do? You gonna run back to my cousin Megan, bitch? Huh? Every time you get mad, remember, because you sure did dump me like a bad habit and ran back to her to laugh. Like, come on now.
Stop looking to be chosen.
Come on now. Like, let's not act like these love stories we've been seeing is okay. Brown sugar. Let's look at that shit. Let's look at that love story. Like, come on. I can see the flaws in all of these love stories because you know why? The shit ain't realistic. Nope. We know shit ain't gonna work out and shit ain't gonna be that way.
What was that movie with Sanaa Lathan and Wesley Snipes?
Oh, now that was a good one. That
was more realistic.
That was a realistic. What was it called? I'm about to look that shit up right fucking now.
I mean, it didn't end
Disappearing Acts.
Yes, it didn't
Disappearing
end with the perfect.
That was a real fucking. I love that damn movie. Yeah. I used to love that movie. Yeah. That was a realistic movie.
That's some real shit that you can't sit there and say, God damn it, no.
I loved it. I love the fact that he got his shit together.
He did.
And he came back and been a father to that goddamn child. Now, possibly, maybe they end up back together.
We don't know. But guess what? It shows also where two people are just not the best fit for each other.
Okay.
In order for them to grow, they have to be apart. And sometimes
because she became stagnant. When they got together, she became stagnant with her music.
Yeah.
And he became stagnant with trying to get his business.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Just being lazy. Sometimes
people watch that shit
to
tonight.
Be apart.
I'm about to watch Disappearing Acts.
Nobody ain't saying they can't, like you say, come back together eventually because they may have seen the error in their ways. They may have recognized things within themselves that cause their other person's downfall. So
let's talk about that movie. Best Man. Unrealistic. You think that nigga would have married that bitch after man by? That nigga, I ain't saying they wouldn't end up married, but that day, that wedding day, that shit would have been canceled. He wouldn't have been walking up. He would not have been walking. You sitting there crying because you picturing your wife fucking your best friend,
and then you. The best man not wanting me to come because you had plans on going here fucking your damn old sweetheart. Oh, but now you want me to fix some shit? Motherfucker, you better hope my shit's still at the goddamn apartment when your ass get back.
Girl, I would have stayed. And I would have flirted with every fucking nigga I wanted to flirt with in that bitch. Okay.
She might have should have went to the football player and be like, you want some get back?
Yeah.
And still leave his ass.
You want some of this? Like, so the whole point about it is why y'all sitting here talking, it's so toxic. Look how it ends. No, what's toxic is these fucking love movies that y'all been in love with for years and not being able to see the toxicity in the motherfucking love stories. Cause I can be like, I be watching them, I be like, goddamn what, this shit would not end this way. This is not the way that this shit will motherfucking end. To this day, that's why Players Club, to this day, that's why strippers say they gonna find them a motherfucking nigga who gonna marry them and wife them.
They looking for blue.
They looking
they out there looking for blue. You ain't about to find blue just like that.
Blue? You looking for, no, let me tell you, you can find blue, but blue don't look like Jamie Foxx. That's the problem. Blue don't look like Jamie Foxx. Blue look like that nigga who done tried to holler at you several times. You thought, you ain't my type. That's what blue look like.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, just bag my groceries. That's it.
That's what the fuck Blue look like. Right here, fantasizing and shit like that. Like, are you serious?
But we women. I think that's just been put into us with stories and stuff. The Cinderella story. You know, to have the man just running off looking for you and choosing you.
You got the shoe.
Oh, you choosing you. Shoe. Snow White. She ain't got to do shit but be laying in a fucking bed and have the man come kiss her and choose her. It's them fucking damn stories. That's what is Disney that got y'all fucked up. That's what it is.
The fairy tale. Y'all better go listen to that Anita Baker song.
Goddamn Shrek. That's life. Shit. When you show you're ugly, it still won't you. That's life, bitch. It ain't Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it ain't Cinderella. This shit is Shrek.
It is Shrek. That's life. You find you a Shrek.
Find your Shrek.
Find you a fucking Shrek.
Not in shining armor. You want your goddamn Shrek. You see his ugly. He see your ugly.
And y'all love it.
And y'all love it.
And y'all love each other. And y'all love the ugly.
That's it.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Shit.
Watching these motherfucking fairy tale movies.
Shrek. It's one of them damn
DreamWorks.
You better DreamWorks. You can get your head out that Disney cloud, bitch.
Get your head out the clouds, anime. Like, y'all want to put. And then here my thing is, y'all can see it talking about, oh, I can't watch Marie and Malcolm. That's too toxic. But y'all ass watch What's Love Got to Do with it.
And man, I love What's Love Got to Do.
Watch that shit all the time. While you pound
you trying to help Ike? You trying to help Ike?
Find your ass. I'ma find your ass. You watch that shit.
You won't sing for me, but you open up your mouth for a white man
all that damn day. All motherfucking day. Y'all watch that shit. That motherfucker, they had a whole scene where he raped her. And y'all watch that shit. That shit wasn't toxic. But Malcolm and Marie's toxic. But What's Love Got to Do with it ain't toxic.
Yeah. It's classic.
Color girls. That shit ain't toxic. Precious ain't toxic. But Malcolm and Marie is toxic. Man, if y'all don't go man, listen. Let me tell you. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. See, this is the problem. The problem is when something trendy on fucking social media, we gotta just overdo it, misuse it, abuse it, till the shit don't even mean what it fucking meant in the first fucking place. Did you know how I realized when I looked up bougie? You know what bougie mean? Man, bougie mean like a piece of a board or something. That shit don't even mean what the fuck we make it. So that just lets you know people take shit, run with it, and try to flip-flap change it. So now toxic is the word to use. Toxic.
Just like cancer.
Toxic. So now we throw that shit like it's a goddamn, like it's
so this is
tennis
toxic culture, like cancel culture.
Yeah.
Like you cancel.
We was canceling everybody just a year ago, back in 2020.
Now everybody toxic.
Now everything toxic. Now it's toxic. This toxic, that's toxic. Because we love to take some shit and use some shit and misuse some shit, not understanding what the fuck toxic is. So I say that to say, was there argument? Did it get dark at sometimes? Yes. Did it get deep at sometimes? Yes. Was it painful at sometimes? Yes.
I mean, yeah, when she was in that tub.
Was it
he was
toxic?
Just going in on her? I was like, he's a disrespectful nigga.
Cause he had to mention all them hoes.
The girl in
the girl in the heart-shaped tub and shit.
He did not.
But I promise you, if it was me and not my husband, I'd be like, I know one thing, you better get the fuck out my face and get out this motherfucking bathroom. Name another bitch, cause I'm gonna start naming niggas, and you don't want to go there. But you said what? What you say?
Kiki and the heart.
Yeah, I wish I never showed my husband this goddamn movie, because that's all the gifs I get with him when he responds to anything. He responds with the Malcolm gif. No,
I seen that when they was talking about Valentine's Day. He put that talking about Valentine's Day sex. He talking about when you don't put up the damn Marie That was
Cause
funny.
she ain't.
I'm sorry.
It was.
Oh,
Cause
yeah,
she ain't get that nigga.
And you know, that's some real shit. Ain't no such fucking thing as makeup sex. Ain't no such thing.
No. Cause it ain't no such thing.
Nigga, when I'm mad, I'm mad.
If I didn't have makeup sex, I wasn't really upset.
I wasn't mad at you.
And I was actually pushing the anger to get me horny so I can fuck your ass.
What that showed was the real, that even when you start kiki and shit, them wheels still turning. And it's like, well, wait a minute. And another thing, guess what? Ain't no, the pussy dry. We got some shit to discuss. Okay? It ain't getting wet. It's dry. We got shit to discuss, and we got to get over this shit
before I can get. And that's the real. Makeup fucking sex. That shit fake. It's as fake as sleep sex. I ain't really sleep. When I'm really sleep, you better not wake my ass up talking about some sex. When I'm fake sleep,
and you know what? I have
you
been
can
around
get it all. You can get it.
Multiple married couples. Whether they really like their significant other or not, I don't know. But I would say they real. And the real wife and the real husband, the real wife would say, oh, he know better than not to wake me up. And the real husband would say, I woke her ass up. Because he knew better than to wake her ass up.
Ain't no such thing. Ain't nobody waking you up. The only way a nigga can, an only realistic way a man can wake you up in the middle of sleeping and have sex with you if you was in the middle of a wet fucking dream. Okay?
And he probably only woke you up because your ass might have been moaning
and shit. But that ain't even in my case because my husband said he'd be moaning and he tried to make the move and I slap him away. But I say,
no, they did.
Yes, they did. I say the
kids to the damn.
Listen, girl, yes, the fuck we did.
We gotta save it for a total session.
Yes, we do. But I say this to say that. Just because I'm moaning to my husband, don't mean I'm moaning about sex. It might be a 3-layer chocolate cake I'm looking at.
I would just make a confession. I don't grind my teeth, and I don't snore. And it's embarrassing.
You do?
That I moan. That's my snoring. I don't know why.
My husband tried to take me to I thought I had you moaning. Listen, if I was moaning, you don't know what I've been moaning about.
My moan is like talking in my sleep or something.
I think it is. I think it is talking in the sleep when you moan. I could be thinking about a pizza like, that's going to be a good ass fucking pizza.
But you know what? My husband grew and he loved me enough to know goddamn that moan don't mean shit. Don't wake my ass up. Shit.
Because that's not realistic.
That is not realistic.
If you sit here talking about, I wake my woman up, that bitch ain't sleep.
No, she
okay? She heard you get in that bed.
She done been backing it up, rubbing her booty again.
She feel you pulling them panties down.
You up. Like, wake up.
She pulling them
panties. So we can pretend like
you waking me up. Exactly. Because anybody, listen, when a nigga is hard down sleeping, you can't necessarily wake his ass up. They be like, and they go back to sleep. You can't get them up. So
I didn't wake you up.
But that's the movies and shit. Because we watch the movies when they come and, you know what I'm saying, rub and touch and all that kind of shit. And that's a goddamn lie. That's why I love Just Hilarious when she made that funky breath ass morning sex. Because that's another thing. Because we romantic morning sex. You know you be holding your breath through morning sex because your breath fucking stank. You ain't brush your teeth. I don't even have
my own breath.
First of all,
I don't want to smell you.
Morning sex ain't no but morning sex is this. You sleep, he come from behind you because don't nobody want to smell that breath. He slip it in and it's the spoon. Yeah. That's morning sex. Ain't nobody doing no morning sex.
Y'all like this.
Yeah.
You ain't like this. You ain't doing that. Y'all really not doing that shit.
Kissing each other with that funky ass breath.
Y'all ain't doing that shit. People be so fake, child. Y'all follow these fucking movies if you want to.
Fake as hell. Fake with
Follow
that. I fuck my man every day, bitch. What? When you ain't got shit to do? I could believe that when you ain't got no kids, it's just you and your nigga. I can see that. That could possibly. I could believe that shit. When you single,
when
you
I
ain't
got shit to do.
But when you got kids and jobs,
it can't be too long either. Shit.
Oh, let's talk about that. Oh, I need an hour. No, the fuck I don't.
Let's kill it for Valentine's Day. And let me
tell you,
don't do no
fucking hour.
That's why I guess on Valentine's Day we'll say it might be a treat because we might go a little longer.
5 minutes.
Into it than what it has to be.
5 minutes.
She only giving you 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Look, you know we ain't going no extra 30. 10,
15 minutes is like 45 to an hour.
Okay.
I'm just saying. You don't need all of that. Nobody needs all of that. You don't even want to get on the fucking treadmill for 15 minutes.
I don't want no dick for no hour. You know how much chafing that shit?
Go run for an hour.
No.
Half of y'all ain't even running for an hour. You ain't running on no treadmill. You ain't doing no elliptical for an hour. Bitch, you ain't fucking for an hour. Stop lying. Stop lying.
You damn sure ain't hopping and riding that shit for an hour.
No.
Ooh, child, them knees.
You're not. It's science. Shit. At some point, the friction, hey, I'm just saying. It's science. You sit there and try to start a fire for too long, the shit gonna spark some shit. So
coochie, and wonder why you got yeast infection and coochie all hurting and dry because you right here trying to sit here and fuck for an hour. Y'all better let that shit go. I fuck as long as I catch a nut.
Some shit. I ain't saying men, because men can possibly go. A lot of men can. There are men who can go.
Yes, they are.
Yes, it is. But goddamn it, you just like you can't eat too many damn sweets, you can't fuck too long. It's not a good outcome.
It's not.
You gotta limit it.
It's not. Shit, we
self-control, people. Self-control.
I'm
we
just
got shit to do.
But we romanticize everything because we took entertainment and art and tried to flip it and make that shit situation life. You know what I'm saying? Like even with me, I don't swallow. I'll give the illusion and spit that shit the fuck out. I'm not swallowing that shit. That shit gooey.
But have you never swallowed?
I mean, I have, but I felt like that snot.
Doing it all the time.
I felt like it was like that snot.
Like
that snot when you swallow that snot down and you be like, stop. You know, I'm not swallowing no babies. I can't do that shit. I be, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tobacco. Like I'm not swallowing that shit. But do you care?
Juan say, stop giving your fans stuff to think about.
Oh, they thinking about that?
Yeah, while you at the Sandies.
Get them babies all around them teeth. Goggle them shit. And spit that shit out. But anyways, the whole thing at the end of the day is that I feel like we need to be more realistic and we need to, and the thing about it is it's nothing wrong with reality. Nothing wrong with life. It's beauty in life. You know what I'm saying? It's beauty in the chaos. And just remember that and stop trying to build life on the ideologies of having this fantasy movie TV type of life. You know what I'm saying? You know why I say that? Because let me tell you why I say that. Because guess what? Movies, television shows, even reality shows are scripted and they're edited. They edit out the shit that don't.
You didn't do that right. You gotta feel it.
Yeah.
Feel it. Let me let you feel it. Because that person probably like, I would not be doing this shit.
Yeah.
Man, what I would really say
is this.
Do. So yeah, that's a good point. This shit is very scripted.
It's very scripted.
But it's a movie, people.
And understand
it's
that. And
we're quick to say it's a movie when it's killing and drug slinging and all that type of shit.
But won't say it's a movie when it's a love story.
Nope.
So just remember that it's beauty in being real. It's beauty in reality. And life is not about having the final, finished, perfect ending. Life is about adapting and adjusting. When hard times come in your relationship, having the tools to be able to know how to get through those hard times, you know what I'm saying? And not let it break you down or make or break you. That's what life is about. So remember that stuff. And if you get out of your own way, please go watch Malcolm and Marie, because you might learn something, even if it's to say what you don't want to do in your relationship and what you don't want to be. Because overall, I don't give a damn what y'all say. The fucking movie was brilliant. The writing, the directing, the angles, the black and white, the symmetry of how the score, the music that they use. And let's be real, for a movie just to be two people just talking for the whole time, John David Washington and Zendaya did a fucking awesome job.
I loved it.
I will give them a round of applause. And I wish they could win I wish they could win an Oscar. I honestly wish they could win an Oscar for that shit.
It's a great
They did fucking awesome. Yeah. And if you can say, and listen, if you watch Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, you can watch the motherfucking Malcolm and Marie. Because I felt like the fucking Fences was more toxic than anything, because that nigga just around here complaining and talking about what the fuck he can't have, as if having a family and shit just held him back in life.
And you got toxic ass motherfuckers who do that.
Okay. So you know what I'm saying? Let's get off this fairy tale shit. You know, that's why y'all around here talking about girls when y'all see motherfucking what's his name? Steve Harvey daughter and Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. Girls. And y'all right. Like, you don't know what the fuck going on in their relationship. Girl, don't that shit be looking fake? It do. I don't know. But the shit be looking fake. But I don't know. But the whole point is I don't know. So I'm not going to base my relationship and look at this and be like, goals. No, make your own goals. You know what a relationship is? It's the relationship is defined by the two people in it. Not trying to base your relationship on shit outside of it. Base your relationship on you and the other people.
Don't let church, don't let your friend or your sibling influence what you have with your significant other.
If you like it,
if you guys are happy with how you maneuver, don't live for the Joneses in your relationship. Just don't do it.
And to that, we're going to toast. Because I think I'm drunk.
I think it was the Prosecco.
I think y'all, this Prosecco is the motherfucking truth, okay? Damn it. Issa, bitch, thank you. Thank you, Issa.
I never really went out and bought any Prosecco.
I never heard of fucking Prosecco until I heard her talk about it.
That might be some shit I don't want.
I ain't never even heard of that shit till I seen her. Yeah. Till I heard her say that shit on that show. I was like, Prosecco and tequila.
I think it was vodka.
Oh, Prosecco and vodka.
Yes.
Girl, I think I put tequila in my shit. But anyways, you know, clean. We will see y'all next time. Thank you all.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And happy Valentine's Day. Girl, you got the lips on and shit.
I do.
On the Valentine's Day. Or happy Galentine's Day with your girls. Whatever you do.
Whatever you choose.
Alrighty. Bye, y'all. Go fuck us. Do something shit.
Watch the movie.
I said, who funkin' with me? I'm but I don't need no grit.
Hey,
so don't need
funk
no
again.